Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you are new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover here today. So before we get into these topics, I want to ask you the question and you can answer it down in the comments below. Did you buy the PlayStation Portal or are you planning on buying the PlayStation Portal? This is actually the first topic that we're going to be discussing today, but it is officially launching today, so I'm just curious how many of you are looking forward to actually trying it out today or maybe have already started using it. We are going to dive into the first topic here, which does talk about the Portal and how it may actually end up getting cloud streaming support in the future. This is being reported by WCCF Tech. They say the PlayStation Portal handheld may become a more enticing purchase for a wider range of players in the future, as Sony will be looking into implementing cloud streaming support in the coming months. Speaking with Japanese publication AV Watch, Sony's Hideki Nishino talked about the handheld console, saying that remote play and cloud streaming are only different in terms of server location, and thus there are no technical hurdles to overcome to implement cloud streaming support. As such, Sony has focused on remote play only for the time being, but will be looking into expanding the console's features in the future. This statement is a little baffling as the PlayStation Portal would have benefited quite a bit from day one cloud streaming support, but at least it is nice to know that it may be coming in the future. As things stand, the device is a great option to enjoy PlayStation 5 games, but feels somewhat limited due to it, only doing remote play. And so, yes, this is quite a significant update that we are getting, and not really the most surprising to me because it is true that ever since this handheld was announced, the first thing people were asking, is this a cloud-based device? As soon as we realized it wasn't actually a dedicated handheld, that was the next question in line, and we did get the answer from Sony at the time, and that is no, it's not going to feature cloud streaming. And to be clear, it's not like they're sitting here saying it's guaranteed that it's going to be getting cloud streaming support or that they are going to give us a release date anytime soon, but they're making it clear that they understand that this is a device where it would make sense and they're looking into it. And so I think it does kind of create a much more promising future for this handheld, because I'll tell you, if they do end up adding cloud streaming support to the Portal, that will be a game changer to this device, no doubt about it. The idea that you can really only use this when it's tethered to your PS5 through a connection, I think for a lot of people immediately makes them question whether or not it's something they would even need to use, right? But the moment you add something like native cloud streaming support, again, it just completely changes how people will perceive this device. And so, yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if that's what Sony ends up doing. But continuing to talk about the PlayStation Portal, we have another report here where Sony reveals that the Portal was not designed to make a profit for Sony. So this was actually revealed by Hideki Nishino in the same interview with AV Watch, where he makes it clear that Sony's not really looking to make money off of this device, but instead it's there to increase the engagement time with the PlayStation 5. And so he says, rather than profitability, we want to increase the amount of time we can play with the PlayStation 5. If you can play anywhere, I think some people will definitely spend more time playing games. And it basically says as long as it increases that specific demographics gameplay time, then the PlayStation Portal will be considered a success. And so, yeah, just wanted to acknowledge this. A lot of people, again, have had questions about this device, the purpose, why Sony decided to create it. Again, maybe it will get cloud support in the future, but right now they're making it clear it's to just offer another way for people to spend more time on the PlayStation 5. So there's your update and new info for the PlayStation Portal. We are moving on to the next topic, though, which talks about Spider-Man 2 sales as well as PlayStation 5 sales. We have new data this time for the US for the month of October. I think this is some data that some people were certainly waiting to hear about, just trying to figure out, how well exactly did Spider-Man 2 due when it launched on October 20th. Well, this is being relayed to us by Matt Piscatella over on his X account, and he says Marvel's Spider-Man 2 was the best-selling game of October instantly, becoming the fourth best-selling game of 2023 year to date. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 also led all titles in physical software dollar sales during October. He continues by saying launch month dollar sales of Marvel's Spider-Man 2 exceeded those of September 2018's Marvel Spider-Man by a double-digit percentage. So if there was any question just how well Spider-Man 2 performed for Sony on the PlayStation 5 during the month of October, this should make it crystal clear. Again, fourth best-selling game of the year automatically. I want to remind everyone that this is a PlayStation 5 only exclusive right now, and it released to an install base of about 47 million users. So the fact that it's already at number 4 just goes to show how well it's actually performing. I figured this was worth pointing out because some people were thinking that maybe Spider-Man 2 wasn't doing as well as Sony had hoped, or maybe it was kind of lagging behind, but no, it's definitely not. I have a feeling this is going to be a game that's going to continue to sell well month over month, certainly throughout the remainder of the generation. Spider-Man 2 is one of those games, because of how popular Spider-Man is in general, that is going to continue to sell PS5 consoles all throughout the remainder of this gen. And I also want to highlight the fact that it apparently did so much better than Spider-Man 1, which is impressive because Spider-Man 1 did incredibly well too, but it surpassed it by double-digit percentages. That is impressive stuff. But continuing to talk about some of this data, Matt Piscatella says PlayStation 5 was the best-selling hardware platform in both units and dollar sales during October 2023. The Xbox Series ranked 2 in dollar sales, while the Switch was number 2 in units. Year-to-date hardware spending was 6% higher when compared to the same period in 2022 at $4 billion. And it's also worth pointing out that the PlayStation 5 DualSense Midnight Black controller was actually the month's best-selling accessory. So there you go. That is the relevant data here for PlayStation when it comes to the NPD. It's not, again, not the most surprising stuff here. I think everybody anticipated that the PS5 was going to certainly continue its streak for the month of October with a launch like Spider-Man 2, but it also just highlights how successful Spider-Man 2 really is for Sony. And so, yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of follow this game and see how it performs going into next year. But we are going to move on to the next topic, which talks about another PlayStation 5 accessory that I think people are excited for, but they are wondering if it's actually going to be worth spending their money on this, because it is an expensive accessory. We're talking about the PlayStation 5's Pulse Explore earbuds, which are retailing for $200 US, but we have some of the first reviews coming in, and apparently audio experts, according to Push Square, are in love with these earbuds. They say here, due out on December 6th, these wireless earbuds are designed to dovetail with Sony's new gen console, but can be used as regular Bluetooth headphones too. In a hands-on review, CNET describes them as a, quote, revolution, end quote, and notes that while they're unsurprisingly excellent for gaming, they're also exceptional for general music listening. The write-up stresses that in terms of audio quality, they compete with Sony's tentpole WF-1000 XMF earbuds, which retail for around $300 US. Considering the platform holder is pricing the Explore earbuds at around $200, this is actually a pretty surprising result. The review exclaims, quote, I found that they sound clearer and more articulate than Sony's flagship WF-1000 XM5 earbuds. With tight, powerful bass, that doesn't necessarily mean they sound better than the XM5s, which sound a little fuller, but I was not expecting them to compete at all with the XM5s for music listening. The appraisal goes on to explain that why they sound so good, it's due to the use of planar magnetic drivers, which are generally used in high-end studio over-the-ear headphones. It continues by saying, while the review does note that the earbuds are a little bit bulky to compensate for this technology, it points out that they're comfortable to wear. The write-up does stress that this is a fairly bare-bones accessory in general. There's no noise cancellation, for example, but overall, it sounds like the excellent audio quality makes up for any potential shortcomings. And that's why I wanted to go over this review with you guys and let you know what's being said here by at least one audio expert. They're saying that this $200 pair of earbuds is actually comparable to a $300 pair of earbuds that's also coming from Sony, which we know Sony is kind of a leader in this area with audio technology. And yeah, this is, I think, pretty important to highlight again because it's an expensive product. I think a lot of people were really thinking, you know, maybe this product is going to be overpriced, but based off of what it's offering here in terms of the most important factor, that being the audio quality, it seems to be actually doing better than what some people were expecting. So again, I asked you earlier in this video to let me know if you are buying the PlayStation Portal, but you can also add to that and let me know if you're planning on buying the Pulse Explore earbuds. We are moving on to the final topic, which is a relatively significant update for Season 2 of The Last of Us HBO. We know that this show is going to be filming soon and a release is scheduled for 2025, but we now have a rumor, or I should say maybe a leak, of who is going to be playing Abby for Season 2. This is being reported by PlayStation Lifestyle. It looks like HBO has cast Abby for the second season of The Last of Us TV show, if a leak by known insider and entertainment reporter Jeff Snyder is to be believed. Snyder's report follows showrunner Craig Mazin teasing in August that the production team had picked Abby's actress, who is now rumored to be Caitlin Dever. Dever was previously considered for the role of Ellie, which eventually went to Bella Ramsey. Snyder claims that she was a strong contender for the cast of The Last of Us, and her performance in No One Will Save You is what sealed the deal. Representatives did not respond to a request for comment, and HBO hasn't responded to the reports. However, Snyder claims to have spoken with some HBO insiders who continue to stress that no one has been cast as Abby yet. But it is worth noting that Dever is reportedly still in talks for the role, so that might be why insiders aren't keen to give a specific name. So, yeah, just wanted to give you guys this overall update for those who are interested in Season 2 of The Last of Us show. Again, filming is going to start sometime in 2024, I believe, and the show is set to release in 2025. But a lot of people are definitely curious as to who is going to play the role of Abby. I'm not familiar with this actress, but yeah, it will definitely be interesting when it's officially announced. But there you go, guys. That's going to do it for the video. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. If you did, be sure to leave it a like. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.